Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a torta with a bad habit. Bye, bye. Straight to the intro. Welcome back to Gunners Collective TV. If you haven't hit that like and subscribe button already, make sure that you hit the button, put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that the gun is kicking. And I highly appreciate the support. Gracias, man. I'm very humbled by it. It's Rowdy Rax. Oh shit, she's tripping. Rax, right? Rowdy Rax, man. Did he get exposed by a female? By a female, right? Look, Lady Pinks, I gotta respect the woman. Okay, I respect all women. I might clown torta this, torta that, and I'm not talking about Lady Pinks in that form or fashion at all, right? But when I talk about women, again, it's not a put down, right? It's a commodity, right? It's not a put down. It's just a word that I've used, my familia has used, my people have used for ages, for centuries, right? A torta does not necessarily mean a chick that's a little bit overweight. It means a chick she's a fucking torta. That's it, straight up. She could be a torta of all shapes and sizes, but she's on straight torts. She's on tortellini, and that's it. So sometimes I just lean back, or sometimes I lean forward and in. But I seen Lady Pinks, hold a man accountable, or give him a lightweight jab, and his passive aggressiveness, his willingness to engage with a woman shocked me. Now, I'm a supporter of Rowdy Rax music. I think he's a good rapper, man. His area Puente, the SGV, all that, right? I've done time and I got nothing but respect, for Vatos from Puente. That's a very well-known hood, a very well-known barrio out there in the SGV. I did time with dudes. Shout out Little Ray from Puente and other Vatos. And I can say, man, the way they carried themselves, the way they conducted their program was professional at all levels as far as gang-related. These guys, they were hood. They were super hood. And, when I see Rowdy Rax, he doesn't strike me as someone from Puente. It's not the flavor I'm used to. I understand we're from a different era. This is new shit. So when I see Rowdy Rax, it's like, damn, it's hard to believe that a guy like that is from Puente. Not because of his mentality or the way he gets down, but just some of the – there's a little zest there, right? It looks that way. Now, I'm not saying he's a zesty individual or fella, but I'm saying there's some characteristics like that performance at Rolling Loud that has a motherfucker rolling laughing, okay? When you stick your butt in there and you twerk a little bit, that's gonna. But look, coming from Northern California, dealing with the Bay Area, I've seen dudes fucking wiggle like that. So that wiggle is familiar, okay, but just not familiar closely. So I see that Lady Pinks decided to maybe just in fun throw a little jab at Rowdy Rax for what she considered and what many consider female characteristics up there on the stage at Rolling Loud. Okay, he goes up there, Rowdy Rax does a performance, the same performance where Lefty Gunplay was arrested minutes before he was going to perform on stage at the Rolling Loud, which is a pretty big event. It's a pretty big concert, Southern California. They do it every year, man. It's kind of like the Woodstock of the woods, brother, right? It's something that has taken fire, has become pretty popular, and a lot of people look forward to it. Rowdy Rax was up there with, I think his name is Drex, right? Drex the Joint. The Black Mexican from Santana. And he was up there performing, and hey, you know what? Hey, blood's flowing, adrenaline's going, you're up there on stage. I'm sure this was one of the biggest performances he's ever done, and he was proud and happy of his achievements, so he was up there gigging. That's called gigging in the Bay, right? He was gigging, happy as fuck to be up there. He was doing a little bit of a chicken dance or whatever, and people took that as this guy was just a little too giggly. He was a little too sparkly up there, right? That's not how a Puente gang member or someone who represents the SGV should act, is what people think. Now, myself, I've been around some real Puente guys, and I ain't never heard any of them utilize the N-word. I ain't never heard any of them do the chicken dance. I ain't never seen anything like that. But you got to understand the era that I come from, there was no time for any of that bullshit. If you were caught fucking with your wing out, your wing was going to get clipped. You wasn't flying no more, homie. That's just how that was. So all the guys from Puente I was around and I could talk about were some super gangsters, homie. They were like pants up, head forward, gun blast, right? And that's it. But in this era, you know, you got a different mixture of man. You know, I seen an interview with Rowdy Rax where he was, I think, with the Vato LA Icon or somebody. I think it was LA Icon. Shout out to that dude, man, doing his thing. You know, no hatred at all whatsoever. And he's sitting there with them and he's talking about the utilization of the N-word and how he's going to do what he wants. And if he gets locked up, he's going to conduct his pro. He's going to be mainline GP. He's not going to answer to no one, homie. He's going to say what he wants to say and do what he wants to do because he's from Puente and that's just how he gets down. Well, here's the shocker. I'm going to give him a little Rowdy Rax shocker, right? You're going to mind somebody. Everybody does. Doesn't matter if you're north, south, east, or west, homie. There's always going to be that big bad wolf that's going to eat you alive if you're a sheep. And when you get to prison, no matter how tough you think you are, if you ain't already that one, then you're never going to be that one until you become that one, right? So, and that's a lot of hard work and a lot of effort that goes into that. So if you're representing a cause, if you're representing, you know, in Rowdy Rax's case, the South Side, then you have to conduct yourself like a South Sider. You can't be up there fucking twerking with your butt all in there at the Rolling Loud concert and expect your homeboys to not at least clown a little bit. Okay, that's called being a camarada, you know, that's called being a canalismo. They're going to clown a little bit, bro. They're going to give you a hard time like, hey, bro, is you poking your butt out like Punky Brewster, eh? Let's get suck that motherfucker in, eh? You're all out there to fucking, you're all happy to be on Rolling Loud. And he was. The youngster was happy to be performing, thousands of people, hundreds of people, whatever. I get it, man. I get it, right? Rowdy Rax definitely is a great performer. Definitely. So he earned his way in, and fuck, man, no one can hate on that. So along comes Lady Pinky Rose. And I've always been a supporter of Lady Pinks, man. I've seen since High Power, everything she's done with Mr. Capone, with Criminal, with all these different individuals that she has associated with in the past and done music with. I always looked at her as the queen of Southside music, the Chicano brand, right? But the Southern side, she's always stood out to me as that one. Maybe it was her blonde hair, maybe it was her mannerisms, but even more so than that, it was her gangster. I respected it. Okay, now let me give you a rundown. I don't know how it is in Southern California. You know, I know a lot of shit about the South, but one thing I don't know is when it comes to women in the barrios, in their neighborhoods, do women actually claim neighborhoods and represent neighborhoods and are allowed to and embraced by doing so? Meaning, you know, when I hear the word Sur, Sureño, Southside, I think men, bald heads, fierros, right? Let's go. I don't think women, right? Because in Northern California, there's no such thing as a norteña. Now, a chick might fucking put some Aquanet in her hair and throw a red sweater on and kick it with the homies. But in real life, there is no such thing. Women cannot be from the barrio. They could be in the barrio. They could be associated. They could do a few favors, let the homeboy sleep on a couch or whatever. But in my neighborhood, in a lot of neighborhoods in Northern California, the homegirls were just a homegirl. Hey, let's go home, girl, right? But they were never like representing the hood, like, hey, I'm from there, I'm from the barrio, unless they were like, I don't know, they had spiky hair and they identified as fucking a piece of corn on the cob. I don't know, right? One thing I could say is this: Pinky Rose, Lady Pinks, has always represented the South hard. That's a fact, right? And I've always recognized the people she's been around, the association, the music, you know, the people she's made music with. And I said, okay, that's she reminds me of a chola. That's the cholas I think about from the 90s, from the 2000s, you know, ones that I've been around, ones that I could say, okay, her mind is set. She's with her people to infinity and beyond. She's on her Buzz Lightyear shit. And so I think she has the reputation and has gained the respect being around all the guys that she's been around. She had to get game. She had to, Klecha rubs off on people. She's been around some heavy hitters, some solid dudes, right? And some not so solid. She's been through the controversy. She's came out on the other side. She has children, family. You know, not only is she working and doing her thing continuously and outlived a lot of people in the industry, but she's fucking doing her thing. You got to respect the woman. She's a woman before anything, before the South Side, before the gangster, the chola, the eyeliner, the lip fillers, before all that, she's a woman, okay? And I've been taught to respect women. You know, now there's a time and a place for everything. If it comes to barrio, gang, a woman should never, I feel, get involved at any level because or voice her opinion against a man in opposition, because that's hood business, barrio business, that's man business. And a woman, I'm not going to sit here and be an asshole and say know her place, but that's not a place for women, because see, look, if you beat up on a chick, if you shoot a chick, if you do all that, then you're considered a piece of shit, right? You hit a defenseless woman or whatever, and you're gonna feel the repercussions for that in prison, you know. But at the same time, here's some knowledge you can't get in college. When a lady's fucking all up in the mix, sticking her nose in your business, then you have every right to check her or every right to get at her, and just like she has every right to get at you because she stuck her fucking nose in your business, right? So Lady Pink's having that respect. I noticed that she goes on certain channels and not trolls, but voices her opinion. She's stands pretty strong on what she believes in. And I remember with the whole Jenny 6ix9ine thing, you know, she didn't like her. And you seen what happened when Jenny 6ix9ine got smashed on. You know, Lady Pink's is in the industry is definitely not one of the ones you want to mess with, right? So she likes to go to different men channels, you know, vatos. And it seems like specifically dudes from down south, because that's who she deals with, right? And if she sees something she don't like, she'll let them know, like, hey, this ain't cool, that ain't cool, or the homies this or the homies that. And for the most part, a lot of dudes are like, all right, you know, deep down inside, I already know how it is. They're like, man, fuck this chick, man, who the fuck she thinks she is? But a lot of them ain't gonna say it because they got respect, right? Now, I have seen a couple of these youngsters nowadays, they don't know who she is like that. So they're like, who's this fucking tirada? That's how they feel. I'm not saying that coming from me because I respect her, but I'm just saying this is how they think. Now, Rowdy Rax does this performance and his butt's in the air, right? He's doing the whack 100. Fuck whack 100. Bubble butt when he twerks. How many? Yeah, let's run it, right? And so he's out there doing the little whackalization. And just the way he's carrying himself, it's Rowdy Rax. And he's saying, I'll say the N-word and I ain't going to fuck. I'm going to conduct my program how I do it. I'm Big Puente, this, and that. She gets at him and makes fun of him, basically. Puts a DM in there and says, hey, bro, you know, you're not representing the people the right way by sticking your butt in the air and this, and that, whatever. And I'm sure she did it from a place of fun. Maybe not. Maybe she felt like, hey, this fool's making the fucking area look bad or whatever. To which Rowdy Rax responds. First of all, you don't respond to a female. Okay, when a female has something to say, you laugh it off, bro. You shake it off. You're making money, bro. You're doing you, so you know. But you allowed a woman to expose you and show your vulnerabilities and show that you'll argue on the internet with a chick back and forth. Gangsters don't do that. Anyone representing in a real way, they're not going to do that. That's just a fact, right? So this guy gets on this podcast and he's talking shit about her. And I can understand he's defending his performance and his dancing. I mean, like I said, everybody across the board thought it was they thought it was zestfully clean, right? But not minus the clean and the fully, just the zest. So a lot of people thought, oh man, this dude's out there fucking twerking and shit. And they're throwing jabs, but I don't think no hatred. I don't think no one's really hating. I wasn't. I was just like, damn, fool. That motherfucker's up there on the Soul Train. Soul Train, the hippest shit in America, right? He's over there dancing. He's feeling himself, gigging. Because like I said, in the Bay, when I traveled up to the Bay, man, I was used to motherfuckers popping and gigging and twerking and all that, right? It was 2006 all over again, and you were thiz facing. So when the chick, the homegirl Lady Pink's, you know, throws a little jab at him like, hey, man, you're not representing right, or you're up there fucking looking like a chick, whatever. He responds by saying, what barrio are you from? Where are you from? Like, her word doesn't matter, or she doesn't matter as a woman, her opinion, if she's not from a neighborhood. First of all, you don't hit no woman up because it doesn't matter what neighborhood that woman's from. You ain't go soccer, right? What does it matter what neighborhood she's from? Oh, she's from. She ain't even from no neighborhood. Who gives a fuck? I got a lot of homeboys that ain't from the neighborhood, but they'll wipe those motherfucking tears out your eyes, right? People are so pinpointed nowadays on where you from, what do you claim, and then when you tell them, they be like, oh, like motherfuckers are tired of the oh, right? Fuck that, homes. Let's get to the whoa. It's just the way I see nowadays is shit is watered down as far as people dealing with women. people dealing with the industry, people dealing with each other, you know, and I'm talking about from a gang aspect. You know, back in our days, if we hit you up, we never hit a female up. We see a female, we gave a motherfucker a pass. If a homeboy and I'm saying northern when I say homeboy, or south sider, or anyone the opposition, right, was in the motherfucking cuts, you're walking in Walmart. I'm gonna do a Walmart video today too. They try to catch me slipping. They did, but we'll talk about it. And you walk up, right, and you see a dude with this chick. You don't say, "Hey, where you guys from?" You don't do that. You just be like, "All right, you're with your chick, homie. We're gonna respect that. We're gonna give you the pass this time. This time, go ahead, say whatever you want, eh? You're gonna get your chucho on, right? If you guys know what movie that's from." You don't disrespect a female. You don't hit a female up. And in this case, Rowdy Rax kind of let me down because he's like, "Where's she from?" And then he disrespected her and he called her fat. And here's my thing, man. It seems like there's constant drama on the southern side, not the other side. You know, someone like Lady Pinks, man, like I said, has earned her way into talking a little shit. But you got to understand, you know, gangsters, like even in prison, on the yard, they like to fuck with each other. Cap. It's called capping. Not capping like lying, but capping like clowning on each other and everything. And there's a time and a place for everything. Of course, if you're at guerra, you're poste, or whatever, you're ready, then you're not fucking around, homie. You got your serious face on. But just on the regular, just on the normal and the natural, there'd be fools on the yard, north and south, clowning, just doing their thing, homie. You know what I mean? That's the Mexican thing to do. You just having fun with the homeboy. You know, there's always going to be that homeboy mofle. There's going to be that homeboy fats. There's going to be that homeboy fucking pito. There's going to be that homeboy that comes out with a fuck that he got a birthmark on the side of his head, and they call him fucking Quasimodo. That's just how it is. Or a homeboy that fucking tripped when he was trying to run over and get involved, and the black dude uppercut him. They're going to call that homeboy Tyson's Punch Out. It's just how that goes. It doesn't mean that they don't like you or they're disrespecting you. Now, with Lady Pinks, like I said, she's all over the place and giving her people the heads up, or sometimes putting them on blast. You know, there was a guy, I seen a DM in the thing, and he was like, "Yeah, Rowdy Rax checked her. She needs to be checked because she be getting in everyone's business." First of all, no female needs to be checked by anyone other than her husband or her man. If you're not with that female, then you have no right to check that female. If that female is talking to you, homie, hey, guess what you have the right to do? Yeah, what? Watch out. I'm going to give you some game. Just ignore it. Just ignore it, man, and do you. You know, you don't get to, "Hey, where you from? What hood you from?" Because Lady Pinks responded, and I've seen a lot of her responses when people get at her and she eats them up. She eats them up. Raisin bran. Straight raisin bran. Soggy, but crunchy at the same time. She gets crunchy on them, and they get soggy and sour and salty. And the reason they do is because she'll eat them up from the feed them up. You know what I mean? Then she'll call a few camaradas that come beat them up. This is how she does it. You know, and to me, it's exposing Rowdy Rax's characteristics of dealing with females, you know, and feeling like he can't take constructive criticism. Like, bro, everybody's seen you up there twerking, bro. Let's keep it real. You was doing the scooter bub. They call it the Judah bub, right? He was doing the careless whisper up there. Tonight we'll be together. Like, everyone thought you were George Michael up there. You were trying to have faith, eh? Look, don't let the sun go down, right? You was up there doing your thing. Lady Pinks merely just questioned it, like I think everyone else did. She's the voice of the voiceless, right? She put it out there, and you went haywire on her, bro. You went $150. You went 0 to 100. Talking about, "I'm from Puente. I'm a this. I go to prison. I'll be on GP." And I was just like, damn, bro. If you let a female do that to you, I can only imagine how your relationships don't work out. You're better than that. What I think Rowdy Rax needs to stay focused on is keep making that good music, man. If you dance however you want to dance, don't let no female dictate your program. Do you, but don't, you could have said, "Hey, Chiman, you can't even dance with all that fucking shit they put in your ass, right? You got an extension on your ass. You could have did all that, but instead of fucking clowning back and having a good time with it and making this and homegirl, it's all good. I see you, you know, and doing it like that, like a real one, you immediately, "Where are you from? You're not a sureña. You can't even," like, bro, this is not the way you do it, because all it does is expose you as someone who can't contain himself and maintain a professional program and push, man. And that's just the facts. Anyways, with that being said, let me know what you guys think. Do you think Lady Pinks should have stood the fuck out his business and not even clowned? Or do you think he was in the wrong for talking shit to a woman and going in? Because she doubled back and she hit him with the tweet, man, or whatever you want to call it, an X, or I don't know how they do it nowadays, a DM. And she chewed his ass up, and she represented him. She was like, SGVS. I was like, oh, shit. Show! So! Right, they're going. Southsiders at it again. Hey, look, there's a lot of Southside on Southside fucking action going on down in Southern California. I support Southerners. You already know that, man. It's nothing but love. You know what I mean? Me and shit does. We be rocking all the time, man. He's from Southern California. But my thing is this, I'm not going to fucking sugarcoat nothing or add preservatives. Man, there's a lot of wild shit going on in Southern California. Motherfuckers just sitting back like, damn, these vatos really be gangbanging on each other on the internet y todo. Oh, my. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive for what I truly believe in. That's the betterment of all people. Shout out to Rowdy Racks and Lady Pinks, man. Hey, I'm sure they're going to be cool. They're going to be taking pictures by the car show, a lowrider bike or something. Lady Pink's going to be all cholad out. Pink hair y todo. All right, guys. I'm out of here. Respects.